Ending of episode 166, the battle with the semi-saint puppets. Welcome back to our shared home, Donghua Family. While you're watching, please give the channel a subscription so we can reach 1,000 subscribers soon. Thank you all. At the end of episode 166, after countless struggles, Xiao Yan and his teammates finally overcame the beast tide and reached the ancient Bodhi tree. However, a new challenge emerged when 5 semi-saint level puppets blocked their path. With no other option, the battle immediately began. Facing the immense power of the puppets, Xiao Yan and his teammates coordinated with surprising synergy. In a flash, Xiao Yan roared, and from a spatial vortex, a giant dragon with a piercing roar and destructive power shot out, lunging directly at the puppet. The powerful collision caused the dragon to vanish, but immediately after, the semi-saint puppet waved its hand, creating a brilliant orb. A spatial vortex appeared, and from it, a blazing golden dragon, an exact replica of Xiao Yan's attack, flew out and charged toward him. Xiao Yan had to use all his might to defend himself, but was still pushed back. At the same time, Xiao Yan's teammates also launched a simultaneous assault, with dozens of consecutive attacks raining down on the puppet. Explosions echoed everywhere, but they were not enough to defeat the opponent. Using the puppet's shadow as a focal point, every attack they had just unleashed was copied and countered with fierce force. The team, hit by the powerful rebound, was thrown back, spitting blood. On another battlefield, Han Yu and his group from the Han clan were locked in a fierce battle with a semi-saint puppet. The chains fired by Han Yu attacked with great power, but just like before, the puppet instantly opened up spatial fissures and shot out a series of bladed chains. Many members of the Han clan were unexpectedly killed. Without hesitation, Han Yu activated the bloodline seal on his brow, which lit up, and he launched an incredibly powerful strike. The explosive force sent a shockwave flying, but immediately after, Han Yu was hit by a rebound attack and was sent flying back. When he finally regained his footing, his eyes were filled with shock. In a third dimension, Jiu Feng and Feng Qinger's group were also in trouble. The space before them was reduced to only black and white, causing the group to panic. Within this space, Phoenix cries and dragon roars sounded, and black and white phantom figures instantly launched an assault on them. Now, Jiu Feng's group was in disarray, unsure how to deal with the overwhelming siege by a semi-saint puppet. The most tragic were the remaining groups. Despite their overwhelming numbers against 2 semi-saint puppets, their poor coordination led to a tragic loss of lives with every attack the puppets made. The relentless battle between hundreds of people and the 5 puppets raged on. After fighting for a while, Xiao Yan realized that the puppets could copy any fighting technique. However, he was certain that his adamantine-glazed body was an exception, and this was their chance to win. Acting on his thought, Xiao Yan's eyes lit up. A colossal golden phantom appeared, standing majestically in the void. It unleashed an astonishing force, and the shockwave spread out. With a final roar, the giant phantom raised its hand, gathering a terrifying power into a single punch. Xiao Yan then fiercely struck the semi-saint puppet. In response, the puppet quickly erected a defensive barrier. The moment of impact was thunderous. The semi-saint puppet was instantly knocked back. At the same time, Suner and Gu Qingyang also attacked, forming a hand seal to unleash the Great Annihilation Finger. In the sky, Kai Lin, the little fairy doctor, and Qing Lin quickly converged a brilliant multicolored lightning pillar, striking the puppet's head. Everyone worked together with incredible coordination, striking in a flash. The combined destructive attacks hit the puppet's head, causing cracks to appear on its body. Finally, overwhelmed by the combined force of everyone's power, the puppet exploded in midair, creating a violent shockwave. Watching the puppet vanish, everyone finally stopped and sighed in relief. Xiao Yan then looked at his comrades and said, "Everyone, quickly recover. I will protect you." Hearing this, everyone swallowed a medicinal pill and sat down to meditate and heal their injuries. Suner approached Xiao Yan, her eyes looking toward the other battles as she softly asked, "Brother Xiao Yan, do we not need to help them?" He replied, "No, we should take care of ourselves first. This ancient Bodhi tree is more bizarre than I expected. We must be very careful this time." Just as he finished speaking, a low roar suddenly echoed from a distance. As expected, it was the roar of a full-power punch from Han Yu. With just one move, Han Yu had finished off a semi-saint puppet. He was not to be underestimated. After the strike, Han Yu took a deep breath, looked up at Xiao Yan with a faint smile, then turned his gaze back to the ancient tree. About 10 minutes after Han Yu's group, the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan's battle also concluded, with 3 of them being killed. A few minutes later, the final battle ended, and the 5th semi-saint puppet fell. Xiao Yan then turned his attention to the ancient Bodhi tree and said, "The next part will definitely be much more dangerous. If your strength has not reached the 6-star Do Zun level, it's best to stay here and not proceed." A Hua sect elder immediately spoke up. "Sect master, we will stay here with Yan Ran. You should go in with the young pavilion master." Yunyan nodded slightly. "Then you all must be careful." Just as she finished, Xiao Yan looked at the massive tree trunk of the Bodhi tree and said, "The Bodhi Heart is inside. Let's go." He then shot toward the ancient Bodhi tree like a bolt of lightning. Seeing Xiao Yan and his group trying to get in first, Han Yu and Zhou Feng could no longer hold back. Despite their unrecovered injuries, they led their people toward the giant tree. As everyone neared the base of the 100-foot-tall Bodhi tree, it suddenly erupted in a brilliant light that engulfed them, sucking them inside. In an instant, they all vanished. A few seconds later, Xiao Yan appeared in a dark place. There was no one else around. In front of him was only a withered, black tree. However, as Xiao Yan looked at the tree, he was suddenly pulled into an illusion. First, he was in the Wild Meng ancient region, then he was fighting the beast tide with the power of a Do saint. The sight filled Xiao Yan with joy. However, when a flash of light appeared, it brought him back to reality. Suddenly, his head pounded. Xiao Yan immediately clutched his head and screamed in pain. Afterward, another flash of light appeared, and Xiao Yan was suddenly in another dark place, facing a large group of people from the Hall of Souls. At that moment, his eyes turned bloodshot, and he lost his sanity, roaring, "Hall of Souls, Hun Clan, I will take all your lives." The heavy Xian ruler appeared in his hand, and he immediately charged at the Hall of Souls members, striking them down in a frenzy. With every swing of his ruler, a person fell lifelessly to the ground. In that moment, Xiao Yan became a demon, continuously roaring and swinging his ruler, shattering every figure that came toward him. While fighting, Xiao Yan kept yelling, "Die for me! Die for me, all of you." The cold sound of explosions echoed once again. However, during the fight, a blue mist suddenly emerged from a storage ring and flew directly into his glabella. Instantly, he regained his senses, and the illusion vanished. At this point, Xiao Yan was shocked and muttered to himself, "The ancient Bodhi tree is truly worthy of its name. It can create such a realistic illusion that people cannot even detect it." He took a deep breath and looked at the withered tree in front of him. So, what will Xiao Yan do next? To find out more, follow the Donghua Family channel. Goodbye and see you all again. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of Donghua Family's videos.